Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Well, welcome everyone once again to Kahului Hongwanji Buddhist Temple's online YouTube Sunday service. Today's service is for Sunday, July 3rd, 2022. This is just our regular service today, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed today's service. So we have already begun with the Kansho, our usual ringing of the Kansho, calling us to mindfulness and attention. And then next we will have the Vandana and Tisarana, the chanting, and the chanting of the Sutra, the English version of Junirai, which is called 12 Homages. And then we will recite the Golden Chain of Love, and after that I will share a Dharma message with you. Today we'll be talking about mindfulness. After that we will chant the Metta, the loving kindness meditation, and then sing the Nembutsu. Following the Nembutsu, we will have some closing words and then some announcements. So thank you so much for joining us, and let's recite the Nembutsu as we begin our service. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Bhutang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Gods and men all bowing to Amida the revered, in Buddha's wondrous pure land. Bodhisattvas gather round, golden form like the mountain king, steadfast like the elephant's pace. Buddha's eyes like the blue lotus. Thus I bow to Amida,
Buddha's form round like the moon, bright like 1,000 suns and moons. Buddha's voice like the nightingale. Thus I bow to Amida. Buddha's figure on Kanon's crown, adorned with wondrous features. Buddha subdues evilness. Thus I bow to Amida. Beyond compare, Amida's pure virtue shining clear like space. All benefit from Buddha. Thus I bow to Amida. Bodhisattvas all renown, Maras to praise Amida. Primal vow made for our sake. Thus I bow to Amida. Golden ponds where lotus bloom, towers a throne of goodness. Buddha lives like the mountain king. Thus I bow to Amida. Bodhisattvas come afar, attaining true happiness. They revere the Buddha's face. Thus I bow to Amida. All life changes like the dew. We have no permanent self. Buddha teaches this law to all. Thus I bow to Amida. No evil in the Pure Land, and no fear of evil paths. Faithful hearts honor Buddha. Thus I bow to Amida, saving us through many ways. No tempters, no evil friends. Birth leads to enlightenment. Thus I bow to Amida. Amida, thus I have praised virtues boundless like the sea. These virtues shared with others for birth into the Pure Land. Naman Dabu, Naman Dabu, Naman Dabu, Naman Dabu, Naman Dabu, Naman Dabu. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Golden Chain of Love. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Welcome once again, and this time I'd like to share some thoughts about the Buddha's teaching with you. So today I'd like to talk about mindfulness, a topic, kind of a Buddhist concept, not only a Buddhist concept, but one that is, I think, something that people have been thinking about in more recent years. And kind of in the general culture, it's been talked about a lot. So I'd like to talk about mindfulness in Buddhism. So for a lot of people, religious affiliation is something that they take for granted. If we're born into a religion, we are likely to identify ourselves in that way. So someone might say, I am a Buddhist, or I am a Christian, or I'm a Jew, or I'm a Muslim, I'm Hindu, whatever it is, And but even though we may technically be a member of a certain faith, the teaching of that religion, has very little effect on our lives until we're driven to ask ourselves, who am I and how should I live? It's at that point that a religion becomes a teaching, and we start to look to it for actual answers to how to live our life. It might seem that religion is mainly about maybe identity, right? Family identity, and maybe for many people in Buddhism, it's about funeral services or memorial services. We might think of religion in terms of, rituals, church on Sunday, etc., those kinds of things. But the truth, however, is that religion is actually about everyday life, and it centers on awakening us to realize the significance of each moment of our living and of everything we do in our life. So, in other words, religion is about living life fully and meaningfully. Most of us are involved in our life. You can't help it. You're involved in the life that you happen to be living, to inhabit, whatever roles you're playing and so on in your life. But to live a full life, in a spiritual sense, means to be totally present and totally committed to this very moment of life, every moment of life that you're actually living, whatever the condition of life is. So there's a joke about the difference between involvement and commitment. It's said that in the creation of a breakfast of ham and eggs, the chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. Of course, neither the chicken nor the pig have participated in that breakfast voluntarily, but when it comes to our participation in living our lives, the difference between these two words is important. Are you merely involved in your life, or are you fully committed? So you might ask, what's the difference between these two words? Perhaps you have noticed that it's easy to become involved in practically anything with very little inner effort or interest. Every day we participate in many activities, both public and personal. We perform our morning rituals of waking up, washing our bodies, cooking and eating breakfast, and so on, whatever they might be. We go to work or to school, volunteer our efforts, or we perform many tasks during the day. We spend time with friends and family. We go shopping, watch television, surf the internet, eat dinner, lunch, and at night we go to sleep. For most of us, routines like these are normal and we take them for granted. In fact, we perform all of these tasks usually without thinking about it too much. We don't usually ask ourselves in the midst of our day, what the heck am I doing with my life? We just go along and do all these activities, whatever they are, work, leisure, whatever they are. we don't usually ask ourselves, this important question, and we almost never say, where am I during all these activities I'm involved in? Where's the true person here, the true self? Where is that while I'm surfing the internet, or while I'm, washing dishes, or whatever it is? Thousands of years ago, the Buddha taught that the human mind is constantly being distracted. In the midst of one activity, our mind is often already engaged in the next activity, already involved in the next thing that we plan to be doing or expect to be doing, or even in tomorrow's activities. While preparing dinner, we might already be thinking about eating it, right? While eating, our minds may be anxious about getting the dishes cleaned up afterwards, cleaning up everything. While we work, we think about what there is to do after work. And when it comes time to sleep, our minds are sometimes, for many people, quite often, distracted by worries and concerns about tomorrow. The fact is, we are always doing things, we are always involved, but we are never fully present in our activities and tasks. We are seldom really committed to the moment of life we are living. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness is to realize that each moment of life is the only life that we have. This moment is the only life. There's no other life than this moment of life right now. I mean, if you're not living now, when are you living, right? When am I living if I'm not living now? We are, in each and every moment, receiving life as a gift. Right now, I am living. Right now, I'm being nourished by the sun, by the water I drink, by the countless plants and animals that nourish me through the food that they provide. I'm being nourished by the air I breathe, which is always being renewed by the plants and the trees all over the world. Without these gifts, I could not live for even one moment. Each moment of life is sustained by all these things. I didn't do anything to deserve that. They're just giving me that life all the time. I might participate, say, in gathering food and so on, but I didn't create or, do something to earn the tremendous, the magnificent gift of the lives of other beings that that allow me to live. This moment I exist also only because my parents lived before me, because my grandparents lived before them, and great-grandparents and so on. It's not in the past. I'm living now because of them. Right now, the love and devotion of my parents, family, friends, and so on is sustaining me. Right now, life is manifesting itself within me. If I could truly realize this, if I could really understand that my life is not independent, but that I am totally dependent on others, then I would be able to live each moment fully without taking anything or anyone for granted. This is mindfulness. With such mindfulness, I am fully committed to each task, each problem, each pleasure, and each responsibility, each difficulty, each pain, each suffering, every suffering I have to go through. There's no boredom, no anger, no frustration in a life of such commitment. It is a life of total awareness, total appreciation. But of course, it's not easy to attain such an attitude. If we simply try to appreciate our life, if we try to force ourselves to be mindful every moment, we will certainly fail. We all need a religious teaching to suggest for us a way by which our ordinary living may become true living, a path on which our everyday life can be transformed into the life of wisdom and compassion. The Buddhist teacher Shinran realized such a way. He understood that life is very difficult and that it is virtually impossible to conform to spiritual ideals by means of our own power. He understood that he himself was a selfish person, self-centered person, you see. He didn't have honesty or discipline. He, as a ordinary person, we're always kind of falling into calculation, trying to figure out how we can make things work in our own favor. But in his search for a true way, he found, as he realized through the help of others, that he was always embraced by infinite compassion, and that this infinite compassion, we call that Amida Buddha, shows us, reveals to us our imperfections, our limitations. And this enables us, then, seeing ourselves as we truly are, to break out of our selfish, deluded mind and wake up into real life. Of course, that has to happen over and over again. It doesn't just happen once and we're done. Continues to happen. Once we wake up to this, we spend our life always realizing, oh yeah, what a foolish person I am, but how grateful I am for this great compassion that makes my life possible, that has brought me this great awareness so that I can be grateful to others. What is this great compassion? We could say that it is the essence of life itself. Life wants us to wake up to true happiness, even though that true happiness, by ordinary standards, by the standards of our kind of everyday mind, the values of this world, might not seem like happiness, because it includes suffering, it includes problems, it includes accepting things we don't like to accept, right? It doesn't. This true happiness is not the happiness of saying, "Oh, I got what I want, I won." It's often the true happiness that we find in failing, in losing, in realizing that the importance of others, of the needs of others, not just ourselves. We might say this true happiness, this great compassion that awakens us, this Amida Buddha, is life itself. By trusting this great compassion, which always nourishes us, always sustains us, we become able to appreciate life every moment and feel the weight of anxiety and fear lifted from us, whatever the conditions, whatever the conditions. This is true mindfulness, and we express this in Buddhism as Namo Amida Butsu. That's one way. And Namo Amida Butsu is something that arises when I, as a limited selfish being, hear that call of the Buddha, of infinite compassion, calling me to let go. Namo means to bow, to surrender, to let go to the infinite wisdom and boundless compassion of life. We call that Amida Buddha. Only then can I discover myself as one with this life, one with all of reality, and can live in eternity. We might say in the Pure Land, or at least to see that beyond my ordinary everyday life, that it is transfigured into this life of eternal love and compassion and spiritual joy. So as we go through all the many tasks and activities that make up our daily life, our daily living, let us remember, we need to remember that no matter what we are doing, no moment of life ought to be taken for granted or wasted. No moment is less precious than any other. In fact, sometimes the worst moments are even the most important, because those are the ones that really we see ourselves most clearly and can really shake us up and wake us up. True happiness comes when we fulfill each task with full commitment and mark each moment of life with true appreciation. Such commitment and appreciation comes naturally when we live the life of Namo Amida Butsu, always entrusting ourselves to life as it truly is, a precious and irreplaceable gift. So this is the mindfulness of Nembutsu. So, and now, as we conclude our service, oh, and by the way, happy 4th of July tomorrow. Hope you enjoy that day. Let's close our reflections now by reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Meo beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Thank you very much for joining us today. I hope that today's service was of some help to you, and that you were able to take away something meaningful for your life, and that can maybe help you to find your own way on this path of awakening. I just have a few announcements. They're in the scrolling text underneath, but I'll just highlight them. Next Sunday we will be having regular service in the temple as well as a YouTube video. That's July 10th. July 15th is Friday, is our Bon Dance, and that will begin at 7:30 here at the temple, but at 6 o'clock we will be having our communal Hatsubon first year memorial service for those who have had someone pass away in the past year, since last year's Obon season. And the same thing on Saturday night, July 16th, we will also be having a Hatsubon service. So those families who are remembering loved ones have been assigned to the two different services, both days at 6 o'clock. But anyone else who would like to come is welcome. And if there is someone you'd like to remember, you can ask us before the service to add that name to the list. But there will be no bon dance on the Saturday night. And traditionally, in the past, before COVID, we always had our bon dance for 2 nights, but unfortunately, because of the difficulty with with our membership, aging membership, and we call it like people power, to be able to run this very labor-intensive event of the bon dance, we can only do it for 1 night this year. We do ask everyone who does come on Friday night, the 15th, July 15th, to please remember to, take sensible precaution for the sake of everyone's health. On Sunday, July 17th, there will be no services at all. On Sunday, July 24th, the following Sunday, we will be having our Obon major service. So Obon will be observed in the temple as one of our yearly 6 major services. And we will also have our family gratitude remembrance on that day. On Sunday, July 31st, the following Sunday, which is the 5th Sunday of the month, there will be no services. Also for the 24th, there will be a YouTube video as well. But on the 31st, no video, no service. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us, and let's conclude our services now by our service today by reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo Amida.